Facebook friends and family, how y'all doing out there? Hope everybody's doing good. You know, it's got to be sad what's going on in LA, right? Anyway, I just wanted to share something with y'all. Today's episode, I'm going to call it rumors, because we don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's false either. So I'm going to just lay it on the line. Isn't it funny how all of a sudden in January, the month of January, the Santa Ana winds decide to show up during the LA fires? Think about it. Because normally Santa Ana winds show up around November through September. Something else to think about. All the cities that are surrounding the LA area, okay, the cities like San Diego, you know what I'm saying, I can't think of it right now, but there's a lot of cities that are surrounding the LA area that actually provide water to LA. But isn't it kind of funny how the valves were shut off? Shut off like a month before the fires started. Now, here's something else to think about. Isn't it something kind of amazing that thousands of homeowners in LA, maybe not all, but thousands of homeowners in LA had their insurance policies canceled, meaning fire insurance policies canceled. Well, like I say, once again, I'm just going to call them rumors because, I mean, this is what's going around. We don't know if it's true, but then again, it can be, right? Or how about the other one, the other rumor that's going around saying that the United Nations hired illegals to start fires? Isn't that something? And I'm just going to say the enforcements allowed them in to start these fires. Or how about weeks before the LA fires, okay, most of the fire equipment, okay, firefighting equipment somehow mysteriously got sent overseas. Yeah. So that left quite a bit of firefighters empty-handed. Now what about the water? The day that the fires were started, or should I say the day that the fires that we found out that the fires were actually going. I don't want to say started because, you know, we don't know who started them, right? We don't even know if they were even started by humans, right? But when the fires were taking place in LA, how come all of a sudden when the firemen hooked up to put the fires out, they hooked up to the fire hydrants? How come they discovered that there was no water coming out of the hydrants? Or, better yet, a year before that, how's this one? Thousands of fire hydrants were pulled up and stolen and sold off somewhere. Mysteriously, they just kind of like disappeared. Yeah. Well, you know, another thing that really gets me is the main reservoir, LA's main reservoir, dried up all of a sudden these past couple years. Now, it's one thing for it to dry up, but then not allow it to be refilled again. Now, that reservoir, you know what it could be used for, right? It could be used for putting out fires. It could be used for refilling the hydrants in case there's fires, right? And something else that seems kind of strange. Another rumor going around. LA has a rumor going around that the land is going to be rezoned for, guess what? Apartments and Section 8 for the illegals. Yeah. And not to mention, as I mentioned earlier, about all the equipment being sent overseas, a lot of the firefighting equipment and funds were cut by $140 million last year. Not to mention some of the cutbacks in the fire departments. So that leaves firefighting to a minimum, doesn't it? No wonder they had to call other people from other states and other countries, because, California had to call people from other countries. Yes. So, I just want y'all to think about something. Having the hydrants, having the main water supply shut off in LA just before the fires begin. Now, it's mind-boggling. Now, like I say, I'm not saying something that could be true, and then I'm not saying that it's not true. So I'm just going to call it rumors today. Rumors. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, to have you guys think about something. Fire hydrants not working when there's a fire. I've been living in California ever since I was an infant. And I've always known a fire hydrant, no matter where it's at, to be operational. As a matter of fact, I don't know if some of you guys remember. I remember when the fire department used to come rolling down the neighborhood, pull up to one of the fire hydrants and open it up and just, let it drain out, to get all that condensation, I guess, and bad water and rust and all that stuff. If you've ever seen them open it up, every now and then they gotta, I don't know if it's because they gotta let the air out or something like that, or just something that they do, you know what I'm saying, if it's just procedure. But isn't it funny that on the day of the fires, none of the hydrants worked? The only water, seems like, when I was watching the news, YouTube and what have you, seems like the only water sources that were working was that of the fire trucks. So, but anyway, I just wanted to put the information out there for you guys to think about. You know what I'm saying? It just seems so strange, And then one more thing to think about. 10 years ago, the water canals that feed LA were shut off. Now, who shut them off? I have no idea. I'm not going to say and put myself out there on Front Street, but somebody in the big time shut them off. Shut the valves off that allow the water to go through the canals. And as you know, the canals, the water in those canals feed into where? LA. But the source of that water, when we have a big runoff, a lot of it comes from the Sacramento River. And any extra water that, I wouldn't say we don't need it, runs down into the LA area. Now, it used to be, from what I heard, that the Colorado River, used to feed LA's water supply. Now, it seems to me, like I mentioned earlier, if the reservoir is dry, sounds to me like the Colorado River has been diverted and not being able to feed the main reservoir in LA. Wow. And now these fires have been going on for at least, I believe, going on for 5 or 6 days now. And tonight, well, the wind's going to pick up around 75, 80 miles an hour. So, what are the winds doing showing up in January? January is supposed to be cold, snowing, raining, all those kinds of things. And something else to think about. LA's not due for any rain anytime soon. I looked at the forecast. You know, every now and then LA does get a little bit of rain. And even up there on top of the hill, up on the Grapevine, they get a little snow sometimes. I've been through there when they had some snow up on the Grapevine. They ain't getting nothing now. And you know something else that's mysterious? And then once again, folks, I'm going to call these rumors. Have y'all ever went into LA from, say, Sacramento, Stockton, going 99 or I-5, and you notice on the right-hand side, you see a lake called Pyramid Lake? That's a huge lake. People go there to have fun, put their boats out there, water ski, all them kind of good things. And then all of a sudden, the fires are starting in LA, and they don't have no access to that water that's in the Pyramid Lake. What's going on? All right, y'all. I'm just trying to give you some food for thought, but remember, these are just rumors. Something to think about. We don't know. A rumor is something that could be true and could absolutely just be a lie. So these kinds of things are just up in the air. Now, I don't want to be considered to be a sea spirist. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? A sea conspiracy. All right. That's information I'm putting out. So some food for thought on what y'all to think about. Pray for the people of LA because the fires are still going on down there. From what I understand, the death toll is up to 25 and climbing. And right now they're so busy trying to put the fires out, trying to get those percentages up. And when I say percentages, I mean containment percentages. And right now they can't even get a hold of the fires enough to increase the percentages to get containment out there, to contain these fires and get them under control. One of the things that they're fighting against right now is those Santa Ana winds that are showing up in January. So once again, folks, I want all of us to pray for the people of LA, especially for those who have nowhere to go, especially for those who lost everything, even family members. So be thankful for what you have, okay? Be thankful that you have a home, you have a bed to sleep in, you have food to eat, water to drink, and a job to go to. A lot of these people down there have not only lost their homes, but they lost their businesses. And a lot of the employees that used to work at those businesses no longer have a job. Some people don't even have a family to go to, so if they survived the fire, well, and they got burned out, they have to rely on food closets and soup kitchens. So folks, let's have some empathy and compassion for these people down in LA because they truly are our neighbors. You know, the Bible says that we should love our neighbor as ourselves. So if you love yourself, you'll also love your neighbor. So put all racism aside. Okay? Love your neighbor as yourself. And if there's something that we can do, by all means, go ahead. Donate. Do whatever you can do. That's even if they'll accept your donations. I don't know if they will or not. I know a lot of times when Katrina was going on and the other floods going on in North Carolina was happening, they didn't allow the people in the surrounding areas to come in and do any kind of donations because the people truly wanted to help. They were trying to bring food and aid and medical supplies and all that, and they got turned away. Some of them even got arrested. Think of that. You trying to run in to love your neighbor as yourself and help your neighbor with food and water and all those kinds of things. Before you know it, you're getting arrested for going up in there to try to help. It's a nice world we live in, isn't it? Lovely, beautiful, beautiful. So anyway, y'all, keep the faith. Remember, the family that prays together stays together, and that's very important. The family that prays together stays together. Like birds of a feather flock together. Gotta do it, y'all. Well, all right, that's it for me. Be safe out there. If you have any family members in the LA area, help them, pray for them, do what you can for them. All right, that's it for now. All right. Ciao.